Mr. Knox, Ms. Mellis, thank you both for taking the time and joining us here this morning. Before we get started, I just want to ask you, how is Amanda holding up at this hour?
Well, I think she's doing okay. I mean, today was tough. We had to listen to the civil parties describe how she was supposedly a mastermind of a murder, and that's obviously very difficult on her, knowing that she's innocent and had nothing to do with this crime.
Etta, what is that like to hear testimony like that about your daughter?
You know, luckily, it's all in Italian, so I really don't know what they're saying. But even, you know, the short synopsises I get are, it's really tough. It's horrible because we know that's not her, and anybody that really knows her knows that that's not her.
Kurt, did you get a chance to talk to her at all today or yesterday in the last few days?
Well, we just got in town literally hours ago, and we were able to hug her at the end of the court session today and tell her we loved her, and we'll get to do the same tomorrow, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any visitations out at the prison before the verdict.
I just want to clear something up. Last Saturday, one of our guests on our early line segment misspoke when discussing the knife, which is obviously a key piece of evidence here. What was mentioned was that there was blood, Meredith's blood, on the knife. That is obviously not the case. Could you do me a favor and just clear up, Kurt, and I'll ask you this. Can you clear up exactly what evidence was found on the knife?
Well, first of all, there was no blood on the knife, to be clear. It was a cooking knife that was in Raphael's house that Amanda used often, and her DNA was on the handle of the knife. Now, a cell was found on the blade that they are attributing to Meredith per the prosecution's theory, but it's been very heavily contested, and there's many protocol requirements to really nail DNA that did not take place.
Is there any evidence, Kurt, that this knife could actually be the murder weapon in your estimation?
In my estimation, absolutely not. As I mentioned, the DNA testing that was done was very suspect, and the amount of DNA material that's attributed to Meredith is extremely, extremely low.
Ed, if I can ask you this question, do you and Kurt sympathize with what Meredith's parents are going through in this trial as well?
Well, you know, I mean, it's different. We're hearing, you know, sick, awful things being said, you know, untrue things being said about our child. I mean, they've lost their child. So I can't. I mean, we're going through hell, but I can't imagine what they're going through. It's worse because their child's never coming home, and ours will.
With a decision, a verdict coming down potentially within the next week or two, do you feel that everything has been done to defend your daughter?
Oh, I believe so. I think she has, you know, two great lawyers and their closing arguments are going to be great. You know, they've been able to show that there's no physical evidence to connect her to the crime, no motive, no murder weapon, there's nothing that really connects her to the crime.
Kurt, let me ask you, unlike the rest of the pace of this trial, which has gone on and on and on, a verdict is relatively in the near future. Your thoughts on the fact that there could be a verdict as soon as possibly next week?
I'm actually looking forward to it. It's one where we're very hopeful. As Etta said, we are very impressed that the job our attorneys have done, and their closing argument strategy, I think, is going to show the judge and the jury that she is clearly innocent, and I look forward to having that said in court.
Do you have any idea what your attorneys, what their course of action is going to be for their closing?
At this stage of the game, we don't want to divulge that. It's one that we will be listening to Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, so I can comment on it then.
Let me ask the both of you this question. What happens as soon as the trial is over, whether the decision is in your favor or not? What then happens?
Well, I mean, I guess if it's in our favor and Amanda's freed, then we all go home as a big family, and if it doesn't, then we stay here and we work on starting an appeal and making sure that she, you know, that our fight continues.
Are you mentally prepared if she is found guilty?
It's one that is in the back of our minds, and obviously one of the possibilities in this trial, but we are thinking positive, and we are believing that everything that's been presented in the court of law will show that she's innocent, and we look forward to that day that we hear those words.
Thank you, guys. We wish you the best.
Nope.
All right.
No problem.
Thank you.